Hello friends, I'm Beatriz, your host here on Beatriz Book Nook, and today we are doing a fun little tag. So I was tagged by Suey's Book Banter here on YouTube. I will leave her channel down below to make this tag. And this tag is originally created by Ruben over on Two Readers It May Concern and Emmelie over on Prose and Petticoats. And what actually does this tag entails? So basically we are going to be talking about books that excite us, and this doesn't have to be a particularly excitement, but normally it's a fun little thing. And I am going to put a challenge on top of that, and I'm actually going to just be using all of the books that I have access to, so the books that are on my physical TBR, and if I remember, any book that I have on my Kobo. So any book that I can grab and show it to you, either it be on my shelves or on my Kobo, I will be using it. But I'm excited because I don't know Sui very well. I am not very like, how do I say it, but I don't know her very well, and I really want to thank her for tagging me in this tag. I think it's a very fun little tag to do, and I'm going to start with the questions because I think I know my answer to the first question. So let's do it. Okay, so these are not very long questions, and the first one is, what is a book that excites you because of its cover? Okay, let me think because I really have to think and see my shelves. Give me one moment. Okay, I have my answer, and for this first prompt, I think I'm going to go with When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This cover is amazing. I have been wanting to read this book for quite some time now, and I think this is one of the prettiest covers I have on my shelves. Just look at it. Isn't this amazing? This just catches your eye. I think this one fits this prompt very well, and let's talk a little bit about this book. So we are going to be following Reeves, and she is an assassin, and she has to complete orders and never get caught. When a rival bounty hunter shatters her world, Reeve finds herself captured by the Guild of the Nobles, a group of powerful fae. Crushed by the loss of his great love, dragon rider Ken Veger took the head of a king and donned his melted crown. Now on a tireless quest to quell the never-ebbing ache in his chest, a clue lures him into the capital's high-security prison, where he stumbles upon the imprisoned Reeve or Wave. Doesn't it sound interesting? And this cover is amazing. I really like it so much, and I think this is the book that I have in here that catches my eye, and I really love because of the cover. So this is the first question, and this is the first book. Now, this one everyone knows, but let's do it. And this is a book, what is a book that excites you because of its author? You probably know what I'm going to be talking to you about. I'm going to pick one of my favorite ones from this author, and give me one moment because I'm going to show you. As you probably know, I do rave a lot about this author. She is my favorite one. I think her world building is my favorite ever. It's a very comfort read for me, even though she has like 20-page chapters and sometimes even more, but I think she writes amazingly, and she is such an amazing author that every book that she launches I am going to be automatically buy, as you can probably see here. And this is Cassandra Clare, the creator of the Shadowhunter world. I am not very much into urban fantasy, but the urban fantasy that Cassandra Clare creates, this one really catches me and sinks me in. I love it so much because I also think that it has like that little aspect that takes the urban fantasy into more a fantastical world than just being urban. It doesn't look like to me a lot like that they are on our age, but I also love mainly her historical works. So The Last Hours trilogy is my favorite one, and this, no matter what she publishes, I am going to be picking it up because I know I will enjoy it, and she is an amazing writer. So I am so excited to get to more books by her, for her to launch more books, and I cannot wait for more Cassandra Clare books. The third prompt is going to be, what is a book that excites you of because of its premise? And in here I am going to think more around the lines of the black blurb and let me see. Let me think. Should I do fantasy or should I do... I think I'm going to do this one different from fantasy, so I have to go into another shelf. I'll be right back. At the first look at the other shelf, I knew what book I had to get, and this is going to be a book that was recommended to me by Danny over on Danny Dabbles. I know I have been mentioning her a lot, but she really deserves. Also, Danny is almost at 1K. If you don't follow her, go make sure you follow her because we really want to get her to 1K. I'll leave the channel down below. But this book is going to be City of Nightmares by Rebecca Schaeffer. This book really excited me due to the back blurb, which I'm going to read. And it is, face your fear or become your nightmare. Ever since her sister turned into a man-eating spider, Ness has been terrified of waking up as her own nightmare. Because in the city that never sleeps, dreaming means becoming your worst fear. Ness seeks protection with the Friends of the Restful Soul, which may or may not be a cult. To prove her worth, she accepts what is meant to be a simple job, only for it to blow up in her face, literally. Ness and the only other survivor of the explosion, a nightmare boy with an agenda of his own, must find their way back to the city and uncover the sinister truth behind the attack. Look, I am into my horror era, and this is one that is exciting me a lot. I really want to read it since I picked it up because this just looks and sounds amazing, and I am almost sure that I will really enjoy it. So this is our third question answer. So yeah, let's see here. So the fourth one is, what is a book that excites you because of its style? And in here, should I go because of its writing style or because of the cover art style? This is a tricky one. Let me think for a little bit what I want to do. Okay, so I think I'm going to be doing, I don't know, because that book can also fit another question. Okay. Oh, I'm a little bit too close, so sorry about that. So, okay, I know what I'm going to be doing. I know what book I'm going to pick, and I'm going to give you the reason for a book that excites me because of its style. 1 second. Okay, so this one is going to be for all of my Portuguese readers because this is only a book that has been launched in Portuguese because the author is Portuguese, but I think it's really interesting that a Portuguese author has been creating something like this, and I really want to shout it out because I really love. And the reason why I am shouting this out into this question is for the style. I really liked the narrative style on this book. I think it was really well done. And I also really liked the world building that was created on this book. So for this, I'm going to be talking about, this is the second book that I just picked up recently, and this is Aquaria Expira by M.G. Ferry, and the first one is Aquaria Inspira, which basically it's like breathe in and breathe out, and Aquaria is the main city on this book. So we are following Ara, and Ara, she is like a normal human being, but her grandpa suddenly disappears and no one knows where he is. Her and her family go onto a search for her grandpa, and Ara discovers that her grandpa is actually in an Eden world under the ocean, where everyone is under the ocean and everyone lives there, and they basically live in almost like an ocean under the sea type of thing, but I really want to shop this book out. I think this is amazingly done and I really enjoyed it. I have yet to meet the author. I would love to on one of her trips to the Lisbon Book Fair. I might go there and meet her because I really think this should be appraised a lot more by Portuguese authors. Not Portuguese authors, but Portuguese influencers. And I think this was amazingly done. So this is, I think this fits this prompt, but due to the style of the book, I am going to be shouting it out in this question. The next one is going to be, what is a book that excites you because of its influence? So I have two books. Let me go get them because they are from very different persons and I really love both of these ones. And I really, give me 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, so I lied. I am actually only going to be shouting out one book, and that book is Does My Body Offend You by Mara Cuevas and Marima Quardart. If you know, you know why I read this book, why I have this book. This book was influenced to me for me to read by my best friend, and I think if she hadn't put me this book, she hadn't gotten me this book, I would not have read it. And this book is amazing, especially if you are a young girl and you are still discovering yourself, if you are still very in between lines of who I am, how can I be strong, and how can I be the best human being, and how can I advocate for my own voice, and how can I really be myself in this world. I think this portrays that amazingly, especially in a American type of thing. In Portugal, for what I know, this is very different, but I really think this is worth for young little girls, at least 15 and maybe 14 and above until they are 18, because I really think this is a very inspiring book, especially if you are multiracial, or even if you are, let's say, a Latina, or if you are different in the way that you are not the average. So I really think this is an amazingly done book, and I think it should be noted out more than what it is. So the next one, which is the sixth question, is going to be, what is a book that excites you because of its emotional weight? So let me just say one thing. I normally don't read very sad books. I don't think I cry a lot during reading books, but this one is the one that really takes it, and not because it's very emotional, but because it made me cry so much when I read it. You probably know what it is, and please don't shame me on it. And this book is going to be, let me get it. I know you have saw, but this is going to be Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, mainly because I cried so much during that ending. This, the last few 50 pages, those broke my heart. Those wrecked me emotionally, and I don't think I have had a book doing that since I read Fourth Wing, so this deserves its own shout out. You probably know Fourth Wing, you don't need me to introduce it to you, but this is a book and a series that really excites me because I am still on my toes to know where it's going to go, and this cover, I had to get the special edition because this is my favorite book of all time now. So yeah, let's go on to the next one so I don't feel shamed. We are getting quite a big pile here, but we only have two more questions left. And the seventh one is, what is a book that excites you because of its sense of humor? Okay, I don't normally read very humorous books, but I think this one will fit really good, or a lot better, in my romance category. So let's see in here, or maybe I am back, friends, and I have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter for this prompt. Let me just say that this gets funnier by the page, to me at least. In this book we are following the main character, whose name is Emmelie, and she has the worst day ever, and she sees herself continuously having that day and passing through that day over and over and over again. And each day she tries to change little things, and each day she tries to change some things. And on the day that she does the worst change of all, that is the day that breaks all of the curses. So I think this one really excites me because of that type of thing, because I really enjoyed reading that day over and over again, and especially reading that last day, and the disaster that it was and how it ended. I really think this is a very funny book. It's very YA, but I think it's what makes it even funnier. So this is the one that I have for this book. We are on to our last question, and this last one is going to be a book that excites you because of its challenge or difficulty. Let me see. Do I want to go because it's too big? Do I want to go because it's not something that I usually go for? What do I want to do? I have a book, friends, and that book is going to be Femme Folk by Eliza Chen, and this is going to only be the answer for this one because I normally don't get too scared of books. I enjoy reading them, and even if I take like 5 years to read them, I will. I don't have yet the book that I just ordered that might be the case for this situation because it's a really big book, which would be Priory of the Orange Tree, but Femme Folk will do because I have tried to read this book at least 3 or 4 times now, and I haven't been able to pick it up. Not because I don't want to, but because I end up not having time to pick it up. So at the point, this will be just dreading myself. So I think this is the one. I think this is going to be the one. We have our pile completed. I have 8 books here that excite me for various reasons, and I really love them all. At least I think I put mainly books that I have read. I don't remember which one is this one, the last one, but from what I can see, I have only not read 2. It's When the Moon Hatched. So I have not only read 3 of the books that I put in here. These are all books that excite. Oh, 4 actually, because Femme Folk. 4 books that I haven't read, and I had the loveliest time doing this. So I really want to thank Sui for tagging me on this. So now I have to pass it forward to some of my friends to do it, and I'm going to be tagging Laura from the book Hermit. As you probably know, I mainly tag Laura because I know they will be doing the tag at some point. I also want to tag Donna from Donna Marie Reads because Donna just had a rebranding and I really am excited about it. Who can I tag? Oh, I am also going to be tagging my newest friend. Let me just check her name. She's also Portuguese. She is also called Beatriz. So we also have the same name and we are from the same country. I think her YouTube on here is the Fiery Pages, and I really want to tag her just so she can come back and do YouTube a little bit more. I'm going to previously share this with her that I'm tagging her, and I think who do I want to tag more? Oh, I am going to be tagging Laura from Laura's Bookish Life. I think she would do amazingly also doing this tag. And since we are on this, I am also going to be tagging Witchy from Witchy Reads and Victoria from Victoria Mares. Oh, I don't know her YouTube channel, but I'll leave all of them lovelies down below. So if you also want to do this tag, feel free to do it, and I am very excited. Thank you so much, friends, for watching this video, for being here with me while I share with you books that I am excited for or that I love. And I think this is all that I have for today's video. So until the next time, friends, I hope that you have an amazing day, night or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you on my next video probably. So bye, friends.